Now for our next match, our first challenger looked a friend in the eye yesterday and without mercy took his reign over the howling abyss. It's Rekkles! And his opponent, in a battle of top laners, he flipped the tables and with the help of a turret, executed a successful 2v1. Ladies and gentlemen, Smeb! Lock and load, gentlemen. Let's have at it.
This is one I'm really excited for. I think this might be kind of the highlight of the day here because everyone is kind of expecting LCK to win a lot of things, and they've already kind of been smashing in Summoner's Rift. So this is a time where a Western player could take down Smeb and maybe go all the way.
Yeah, this is the kind of our last hope. Aside from maybe Expect as well.
Yeah.
Rekkles definitely needs to perform playing versus Smeb. I think the combined fan following from these guys as well probably is like the most hype match. There is Martha Prayer later, but let's look at their stats here. Rekkles 4 solo kills, Smeb 26. There's
you know, it's only because of 30 support players like you stealing the glory. You can't get the solo kills. He's about to get it. You shield him. You take it away. I
mean, Rekkles is really good at not dying to the point where it became a meme.
Yeah.
So maybe that helps him in the 1v1. But in the solo kill department, he's definitely lacking. Maybe we give it to Smeb for that reason.
Yeah, there you go. But we have seen Rekkles showing up on the tournament. We saw him play a little Vayne. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a Vayne versus Vayne matchup here, but I'm not sure if Smeb would want to agree to that one.
Vayne versus Vayne is kind of only fun if they run, for me, if they run Flash.
Yeah.
Because you get the E Flash and you can change the angle while you buffer the E, but I don't think that's really going to happen.
No, neither will.
Because Exhaust versus Exhaust Vayne is like, it sounds good on paper, but it gets boring really quick.
Yeah, that's true if it just becomes a farm fest. But Smeb, we've seen a lot of people running the Darius. We saw it inspired Yankos to varying success there. But, you know, that has been pretty popular, and he could ban out some of the kind of safer AD carries and just go Darius again. We'll see if Rekkles is kind of expecting that, has some other types of champions prepared, or if he just has another AD carry prepared, because you can't ban out all of them, especially if Rekkles is not going to ban any himself.
Yeah, definitely so. Kind of is a joint effort here. Ryze, Cassiopeia, Rengar banned out by Rekkles.
Yeah,
so doesn't want to get caught in all in, it seems.
Draven is still available for now. Lucian is going to be available. We have seen Kalista sometimes Quinn. So there's a lot of AD carry options here.
And there are also two champions that are very kind of Rekkles-centric. Yeah, at All-Stars he's played an abundance of kind of cannon.
Oh, insta-lock.
Ooh, the insta-lock. Smeb just forgets the fact that there's a screen right there, buddy. Like above you.
Yeah, Rekkles can just look over and be like, oh, I guess I'll play Nasus. But he's not looking up. Let's follow those eyes.
Yeah. He's so focused. See, that's the problem. Sometimes Azael, you got to step back and look at the bigger picture.
Smell the flowers.
Yep.
Look at the giant screen.
Yeah, literally.
Counterpick.
Literally the bigger picture.
Yeah.
He's thinking like, I don't know, what is Smeb going to play here? I wonder if he might be playing LeBlanc here. Might have to go for a safe AD carry. Ends up in a pretty poor matchup, I feel.
Yeah, I think he probably has to take barrier and try to play this a little bit more defensive. I don't think you want to kind of opt into the Ignite and that sort of all-in fight.
There's no sustained like advantage either. Like, it's not like LeBlanc's going to regen a lot. I think the barrier exhaust is something that sounds definitely like what you're saying. Also very predictable. The damage output from LeBlanc is very like burst-centric.
It's super predictable now, especially with the change, right? You literally see the circle around your character filling up, and it's like, whoa, he might do some damage now. Krepo.
I wonder what's coming here. 3 chains. All right, focus on the eyes. Rekkles is ready. Smeb seems quite relaxed.
Yeah, he does, and it's something where a lot of these really good Korean players like on the ladder, they actually play a lot of different roles. So even though he is a top laner, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have other champions in his wheelhouse, right? Faker obviously famously plays a ton of Phil, and Solo Q has reached the top of ladder just playing Phil and playing different roles. And Smeb is another guy who was top of Korean Challenger and obviously can play a lot of different champions, not just the ones he showcases in competitive play.
Also, kind of he has to play different styles. Top lane meta has evolved from kind of a bruiser meta into a tank meta later. There are distinguishes.
Yeah, standard Ezreal versus LeBlanc top matchup.
Yeah, super standard.
Lots of reps in on that.
There actually has been a time where LeBlanc was played in top lane. It's kind of this 80 hybrid top. I'm sure they've all played Ezreal. It's not that hard of a champion. Even I can play Ezreal. Just not that well.
Yeah. I mean, you can play it.
I'm physically able to select the champion. All right, let's dive into Runes of Masteries real quick, guys. There's armor on the yellows for Smeb, and the rest is just raw AP. So that's 26 ability power right there and raw magic pen. So Smeb is as all-in can get. Masteries as well. Ferocity 12, Cunning 18. So again,
yeah,
playing very, very forward and all-in centric.
And Rekkles, we can assume it is into resolve as into defensive masteries because he doesn't have biscuits, and he's actually playing Ignite. He didn't decide to go for the barrier, which I'm pretty surprised about. So he's not actually going to be able to have that kind of defensive advantage, and I would have thought he'd want to kind of out-sustain his opponent, poke him out with Qs, sit back. LeBlanc's not going to have a life steal.
So we just checked. Barring any errors in the research and my spelling, Rekkles is running 12-18.
Okay, so that's very aggressive, actually, especially in addition to that Ignite.
Yeah.
Rekkles obviously has a very different way, a different idea of playing this, and it certainly can work, and if it becomes a straight-up 1v1, like all-in damage type battle, it's going to work, but you would think that the AD carry would want to try to poke at his opponent.
Yeah, we'd have to see if we can spot a Thunderlord spark. Like, we're not in-game in our clients here, but that could definitely confirm the fact that he is running the 12-18. It would make sense to, like, fight fire with fire. You don't need to go for the sustained kind of play style in terms of minion push, because you're going to be generating that anyway stylistically, champ versus champ, so you may just want to be able to punish him after a bad trade, but that damage right there.
Speaking of bad trades, I mean, that's the thing, and it gets pretty scary. If that W connects, that's pretty brutal, right?
So that's two mistakes from Rekkles already. He walks up in clear path with no minion blocking the potential counter chain, and then he doesn't land the Q as Smeb dashes in because he's a bit too slow.
Yeah, the chain is really what it's about. You can't allow yourself to get that full chain because the chain itself will proc the passive, and in goes Smeb. I think he wants the all-in.
Oh, that was well played by Rekkles. He steps forward because he knows the chain would otherwise hit him, trying to hide in the creeps.
Yeah, that was really close. And it's a trade of summoner spells 1-for-1. It's the exhaust for the ignite. So Smeb does still have his aggressive summoner, and Rekkles does have the defensive one.
Yeah, definitely so. But exhaust is just so valuable here versus LeBlanc if she ever dashed in. Again, she's super telegraphed.
Yep. Rekkles also did use his potion there, so doesn't have that available. Smeb is holding on to his. We may see him pop that if he does want to go for the all-in. It could actually be kind of what gives that away.
Definitely, but Rekkles on first base definitely wants to pick up a null magic mantle. Just get that somewhere in, because again, it works against the ability so well. A couple of extra points in MR, just having you survive, and then later on your attack speed will give you much more value in extended trades.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see if he does like to do that, though, over the double Dorans, which seems like pretty much everyone goes for.
Yeah,
we haven't seen too many people elect for those kind of more pure defense options. Maybe Rekkles will be the one to kind of break the mold there.
Yeah, he will get a minor CS lead here, barring any issues. He is an AD carry. They can lost it on their turret.
Doesn't have his support to help him, though.
Aha, even better. No support to screw up that CS. Can I get the cannon relic stack, please? Oops, my bad. Running around runes. Happens. All right, Smeb is going for a freeze, I think. Nope, actually he wants to follow down. That's interesting.
He just wants to be able to bounce the passive, but he actually procced the passive on the cannon and then used the Q on it, so it didn't bounce everything. So he did kind of mess that up, and as a result, not going to push it quite as fast, but I don't know if it really would have made a difference as far as minions denied. I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't.
Might be able to stop the base, though. Does he want to?
Smeb gonna punish that? I think he's scared of like an EW combo, because Smeb was pretty high on health. If you're wondering how that would freeze, it would basically just mean you keep the wave at that side of the map and then you bounce it, but
yeah,
it's probably still better to clear if you can. Gives Rekkles one relic advantage.
Smeb also going for Lost Chapter, so is picking up something for his mana regen, able to kind of play a little bit of a longer game in that way, and is able to sidestep. And Rekkles is actually pretty low on mana here. It looks like he may, nope, he's gonna bounce back. Trade his summoners again.
Yeah, but they're not double popping him on the first trade, so they saved some for the second. Rekkles right now, this is the problem, is if you go low on the first engage, Smeb will threaten you for a secondary all-in here.
Yeah, and when he's getting zoned off the mini wave, he can't actually go for much, and the chain is there.
Oh,
the turret shot! Oh, he got him.
Argentino LeBlanc versus 80 carries, man. And I wonder if Rekkles actually peeked up at the screen, and if he actually went for a blind generic strong Ezreal pick that would be okay into everything, or if he was aware of what Smeb was playing there.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at him on the camera, and yes, that doesn't tell anything, but didn't look like he ever looked away from the computer screen, right? So I'm not sure that he did actually know. He may have been told by Smeb for all we know, right? He may have been fully aware of it and confident in his abilities, but
I can't believe we were like just encouraging ghosting. Here, the final trade again, Smeb holding E. So that's the problem with Ezreal as well. You can't because your gap closer is that slow, and it's at that moment Rekkles knew.
Yeah, and especially with all the effort he put into this, right?
Yeah.
But I have to say, I do think that the more defensive masteries, the barrier might have been more effective in this matchup because he couldn't actually be in position to even fight the wave once he gets chunked out once.
Yeah, why ignite for burst when you can barrier to survive the burst longer, then fight it out? Obviously, crowd applauding them as they go off stage. And to finish up on that point, the problem with Ezreal into LeBlanc is because your gap closer isn't instant. There's like a front-loaded animation on the arcane shift. You can't wait for chain. You pretty much have to guess. Like, is he going to chain? Yeah, I'll shift out of it. But if Smeb goes in, he can use that knowledge to force you to shift. Then you're standing still, and it's really easy for a good LeBlanc player to then connect a chain, especially in open field.
Yeah, definitely is. And I mean, landing that chain was the difference there, right? It could have been turned around because the turret shot was landing as he won that 1v1. And I think the turret shot actually might kill Smeb there. It was pretty close. Turret shot got immune because he killed him before.
Yeah. Definitely he needs another hit afterwards.
Yeah,
but
probably one auto.
If he has like a barrier there, then I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough though. It's really easy to kind of look back and think, hey, I should have played it the other way, or for us to say watching, oh yeah, it didn't work out, I should have played it the other way. But obviously he was practicing it a lot, and he has a very specific idea of how he wants to play it. He wants to play it aggressively, wants to be able to kind of just go toe-to-toe with his opponent and take him down.
Yeah, maybe like he did something wrong level 2 that we didn't spot, and that kind of threw off the case of the, because that's very often so. When you see somebody die, it's a manifestation of things that happened maybe a minute or 2 minutes before very often too in League of Legends, because it's all one big snowball effect.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that could just be pointed to the fact that, hey, a lot of his Qs did not hit. If you hit enough Qs on the LeBlanc, then he goes for the all-in, you can match him and probably win that. But we're going to head it over to eBuy and find out who's playing next.